Hi there, and welcome to a video from the Silver Citizen. Now, this video is about a certain dickhead called Tebas, Javier Tebas, who's the idiot in charge of La Liga. Now, this is a quote from him as his attack on City and Paris Saint-Germain. Really, you should concentrate on the fact that Real Madrid are £1 billion in debt, still owe their staff in excess of £213 million in delayed payments, and Barcelona are £1.3 billion in debt. Or were, at the time of this. But I'll come on to that in a minute. He says, sponsorships and other transactions, they are not done at market value or fair value. They are inflated value contracts. Barcelona have just sold 49% of a stake of BLM, which is Barca licensing transactions or something. I don't really know, but they sold 49% of the stake for €700 million. Is that fair value? I mean, the only thing this company does, which is owned by Barcelona, by the way, the only thing they do is negotiate the TV fees for Barcelona in La Liga. Is that fair? Does that bring in to distribute the economic value of European football? Or is a more fair transaction what the Premier League did? The Premier League negotiate their TV rights, and every single one of the 20 teams get an equal share. Now in La Liga, in their economic fair value and everything else like that, the club negotiate. So whereas Barcelona and Real Madrid probably get about, I'm just throwing a number out here, maybe 150 million each over the course of 12 months. I don't think it's anywhere near that, but I'm just using that as an example. So say they get 150 million each. Real Sociedad get about 7. Is that fair? Is that financial fair play? Is that the economic value of European football? And let's not forget, this 49% stake that Barcelona have sold for 700 million, it states that at any time, Barcelona can re-own the minority share, which is the 49%. They can re-own it. The £1.3 billion in debt, which is roughly about €1.4 billion, they've just sold 49%, €700 million. So even if they use that entire thing to pay off their debt, they'd still be only able to afford half of their debt to pay it all off. So they'd still be £700 million in debt. How are they going to re-own it? At economic value, at market price, at everything else that Tebas likes to throw around like he's an intelligent person, but we all know he's thick as fog, they'd want a profit. So they bought it for 700 million. Surely the company that bought it is going to want to sell it for, I'd say, at least $1 billion. And Barcelona aren't using the 700 million to clear any of the debt. No, Barcelona are using the 700 million to go and buy players, to give them contracts. They're still 1.3 billion in debt. Tebas, secondly, they pay outside of the country where the club is. They pay some players outside their country. In this particular case, France and England. They take them to their own countries so they are not part of the financial control. Well, They pay outside of the country where the club is. Well, what does he think Barcelona are planning on doing with Bernardo Silva? Giving that money to another club in Spain, and we just, out of the goodness of our hearts, give them Bernardo? They pay some players outside their country. You know, like the loan. We loan a player out, and part of the loan deal is we still pay 50% of their wages. Huh? That's not financially fair. They have high losses. This is a direct quote from Tebas. These state-owned clubs have high losses in turnover. High losses in turnover, he says. Give me a minute here, because the Deloitte Football Money League has Manchester City for the last 2 seasons number 1. We've turned over more profit than any club in world football for the last 2 years. We have high losses. Really? Sounds like a bit of bullshit to me. But we all know, every one of us knows, why this is. He's spitting his dummy out because Haaland decided to come to City. Why would he want to go to City? Real Madrid were paying more. Really? So we're in breach of financial fair play for paying less when we turn over more money than Real Madrid. We're in breach of financial fair play for paying less money than a club that's £1 billion in debt. You ever thought that maybe he wants to play in a better league? He wants to play for a better coach. He wants to play for a better team. He wants to play for the team that his dad played for, that he's come to watch numerous of times growing up with his father. Going to watch City's EDS because his friend Colin Rossler was in our EDS. And he came along with Colin's mum and dad Uwe and Alpha, his dad, his brother, to watch the City EDS. Out of all the Carabao Cups that City have won under the stewardship of Sheikh Mansour, which I think it's 6, I'm pretty sure it's 6. I know that Erling Haaland's been at the final on 4 occasions. How many times has he gone to watch Real Madrid? But he's spitting his dummy out because Erling Haaland chose to come to Man City. He's spitting his dummy out because Kylian Mbappe decided to stay at Paris Saint-Germain. Boohoo. You know what I would love? What I would find absolutely fucking hilarious is if UEFA said, alright, we will look in great detail into the finances of Man City and Paris Saint-Germain. And at the end of it, decided that the teams that were breaking financial fair play were Real Madrid and Barcelona, with being in debt so much, with still owing £213 million in salaries to the staff and players. having to take their players to take a pay cut just so they can afford to pay the wages. Getting given €700 million for a minority stake in the only thing they do is agree a TV licensing. So if Barcelona did get 100 million for a year, this company that has just paid €700 million for a 49% stake gets 49 million. You know how long that takes then? I'll tell you, if they were getting 100 million every year for the TV licensing, they'd only get 49. It'd take them 14 years just to get the 700 million back. 14 years. They don't get any money for anything else included with Barcelona, it's just the TV licensing. TV rights. But if Barcelona got 100 million a year, it'd take this company 14 years to get the 700 million back. And Barcelona can repurchase this 49%. I hope we're not going to find out, Mr. Tebas, that they have bought it back for about €300 million. My message to Tebas: get your own house in order and stop worrying about what City and Paris Saint-Germain are doing. Get used to the fact that the best players want to leave La Liga. Anyway, as far as that dickhead's concerned, adios.